So after almost 2 years of hell, I'm finally here to document my transformation journey. After a whole year and a half or so of physio, pain, even a mini depression, I'm finally out of the woods and I'm here to, document the end result. So let's go. This is something I learned from my physio, where the idea is to basically breathe in a little bit more so that we actually help to loosen up the shoulders. Because what happens is that when we keep training our chest and our back, we actually compress our ribs quite a fair bit. So this actually helps us to open up the ribs so that the shoulder gets a little bit more space. Especially because of my shoulder condition, I want to make sure that I'm kind of bulletproofing my shoulder. And one of the easiest ways that you can actually warm up for an exercise is just simply picking a weight that's much lighter than your working set. So like for example, I'm probably going to go for around 24, 28 depending on how I'm feeling. So what I'm going to do is just going to take half the weight. So for example, I just went for the 16 earlier. I'm going to get closer to my working weight. So I'm just going to go for something like 20 kg just for my next warm-up set. And if I feel good enough, then only then the next set I'll go for the heavier one. So of course, at this moment in time, even though it has been about 7 months, 8 months of consistent training, I'm still being a bit more cautious about my shoulder because it does hurt from time to time. So I'm just taking it slow and easy and not rushing progress. Okay, so my shoulder feels kind of okay today, so I'm just gonna go for the 24. It's been a while since I lifted something so heavy, but we'll see how, okay?
Yeah, gotta aim for the top like, hold up. Yeah, I can never doubt myself, I know better. All of you critics be acting like you know better. Blowing the smoke, but I know when the dust settles that I'm in my element, it's evident that there's levels to the game. All of those dark nights I got then, breaking my back to make it out, got me feeling like rain. I ain't never need your help, I know you wishing me well, a penny for your thoughts, but seeing no change. I snap for the sun like Diddy, the riches got a mad ass son, I'm like Billy. I ain't never switch up, whole team with me, but known for my city like OAGZ. Set the pace as long as you finish, consumers.
So a lot of times people ask me, what's the best exercise to grow my chest, grow my shoulders? In the past, I would think that there will be some exercise that you have to do if you want to grow your muscles. But for the past 1 year, proof right here, I've not done a single shoulder press because of the shoulder limitation, and all I've done is just lateral raises. So if you're going through something that doesn't allow you to do any particular exercises, don't worry. Find something that's still effective for you and do more of that instead.
And they hate the fact that they may have to witness you trying to aim for the top like this, and you're in your element with a fire like this, and they hoping you fall and they praying you miss, but it's all in the risk. I got you with the switch, I'm in the zone. Give me the throne. One shot, that's all that you got. That's all that I know. Foot on the gas, 155 on the road. You could be a friend of me, an enemy. Keep that same old energy, cause I know I'm in my element. Ooh, yeah. I'm in my element. Ooh, yeah. I'm in my element. I'm in my element. Ooh, yeah. I'm in my element. Ooh, yeah.
So I actually got injured, right, through a skateboarding class. So before I actually got injured during the skateboarding class, I actually just recovered from a couple of months long skin infection. At one point, there was a lot of scabs on my body, there was a lot of wounds. So I just did a quick workout, and this will be what happens if I work out. Just gets red everywhere. See? Oh man. Life. During that whole process, a couple of months in, I couldn't really work out because I was just so itchy, I was just in pain. I even have some scars as well that still lasted ever since that day. So how I actually calmed myself down was through,
longboarding. I decided to pick up a board sport, and because I kind of miss surfing, I kind of miss snowboarding, so I decided to pick up longboarding for my birthday. So I bought my own longboard and decided to take it out to the streets. So that was fun. I did that for a couple of weeks to a few months, and one fine day I decided to be adventurous, because why not, right? Having been cooped up at home because of the whole situation in the world, I decided to try something new. So there was I, signing up for my first ever skateboarding class, only to end up in the ambulance on the same night.
Don't think already, just do.
Many hours later, I'm out of the hospital, feeling a bit drunk still, but hey. Yeah. As much as I try to be as positive as I can, the experience was quite depressing. In the first few days, I was still quite accepting, it's fine, it's cool. I just pop back my shoulder and everything is good, right? But it wasn't that simple. So over the days that progresses, over the weeks that progresses, I found myself kind of fading away. I wasn't as driven as I used to be. I was quite stressed and even depressed because I couldn't lift anymore. I thought that after the whole skin infection, I could finally get back to working out. I could finally get back to building my body again, but that wasn't the case. I thought I was out of the woods when I could remove the sling. But what happened was after I removed the sling, I realized that my shoulder became frozen. At a particular point, I couldn't even move my shoulder, right? It was as though the shoulder wasn't even mine. I couldn't even move it much. So, that was quite sad to see, because I mean, if you look at me right now, this is after close to 2 years of hard work, close to 2 years of overcoming my inner demons and really just pressing on. But I think the whole ordeal was quite tough. I had to go through a lot of reflections. I had to go through a lot of soul searching, because so much of my identity was stuck on how I looked. That guy with six-pack abs, that good-looking guy, and it was quite a shame when I saw myself fading away. I started to put on body fat. I started to lose my muscles. At one point, my arm was actually half the size of what it used to be. When I grabbed it, it was just like soft and flabby. So it kind of like made me feel really insecure about who I was again. But along the way, it also made me realize that I was not how I look. How I look is just a manifestation of who I am within, right? I realized that I am an embodiment of the values that I hold, right? For example, one thing that I always do is to overcome my challenges. I always press on regardless of what happens. Right? During that whole ordeal as well, there were a lot of things that happened in the family. My parents went through a divorce, my grandfather passed away, and so on and so forth. I shifted house, so it was not the most fun, to say the least. But regardless, I feel that it is who I am inside that allowed me to really climb out from this situation and to really put myself out there again, to not throw in the towel and to not give up. And I think today's vlog is not so much of like, Preston is looking good again, but to really just share with you guys that no matter what you're going through, even though it seems very dark, even though it seems very sad, remember that there's always light at the end of the tunnel. The only question is, are you ready to move? Are you ready to take the first step forward and the next step and the next step? Of course, you got to make sure that you find a good support system around you, because when I was very down, I was very depressed, I was very thankful as well that there were my friends and my family, who you guys are, who reached out to me and who allowed me to reach out to them as well, to lend me a listening ear. And of course, my girlfriend as well, who loved me even though I don't look like how I used to. She literally saw me from not being able to move my arm. We went on dates where I had my sling on. I couldn't move my arm at all, to the point that right now I'm finally able to move my arm quite a fair bit, even though it feels a bit weird still sometimes. So it's really about recognizing that there are people around you who would love you and who care and support you regardless of what you're going through. You're never alone, right? There will always be people around you to support you. And I think that's what I wanted to share in this very simple vlog. So on the topic of values as well, one thing that was very troubling for me was that when I started working with clients, right, I was in a pretty good shape already, and in the short 2 years that progressed because of the skin infection, the injury, you know, as I started to fade away, as the image of me started to fade away, I thought that I wasn't qualified. I thought that I couldn't help anybody else because I wasn't able to help myself, or so I thought. But not only did the experience humble myself, but it also gave me a lot more empathy as to what my clients are going through. Because the men that I work with, right, they could be high-level executive, high-level leaders as well, but deep down they are also men who are struggling with a similar set of problems, you know, and it manifests in their poor health and fitness. So I realized that in the process, while I'm going through some shit in my life, I was still able to help them, I was still able to coach them out of their own troubles, and to which some of them even lost 10 kg, 20 kg, and even 50 kg as well. But not only that, but also to allow them to pull themselves out of their own darkness to be the high-level leader, man, person that they are today for their loved ones, and most importantly for themselves. So I realized that, you know, wherever you go, whatever you go through in your life, right, as long as you hold true to your values, you can overcome any shit. You can be yourself. You don't need to look a certain way. You don't need to have certain things. You just need to have your values. You just need to have yourself, because this will tide you through. Alright guys, so thank you for watching this video. I know it's been years since I uploaded my first ever YouTube video, but nonetheless, I do appreciate you watching this video, and I hope that you got some value out of it and understand a little bit more about the challenges that I've gone through and how you can also overcome yours. Alright, so what to expect moving forward is, number one, more regular YouTube videos. Number two is I'm going to help you guys out on your transformation journey. So the first thing I'm going to do is to create a challenge of some sort. So look out for it. And where can you find it? Details about it, you can follow me on my Instagram, link down below, or join my Telegram group, link down below as well. But like what every other YouTuber say, like and subscribe and stay tuned for more. Cheers.